been more than 12 hours since this Amtrak train crashed into this garbage truck. In fact, you can see investigators working throughout the night, not only trying to clean up this debris, but trying to figure out what caused this to happen. Christina, Juan, students at Godwin High School look forward to this yearly tradition they call Assassin. So here's how this game works. All the students, they have water guns and they try to take out each other using those water guns. Now, some students are so into this game, they will go as far as to hiding behind bushes on other people's property. Neighbors that I talked with tonight said that this game could be dangerous for those players.
Juan, Christina, this is what the wall used to look like, covered in ivy, and now this is what's left. Neighbors tell me when City of Richmond crews were working down this alleyway, they knocked it over.
Christina, folks can expect to see steel barricades blocking roadways and parks. They can also expect to see a large police presence like the one you see here on Market Street here in the city of Charlottesville. Now, this is all a security measure to prevent a repeat of what happened last year. Residents say that they're on edge because they simply don't know what to expect.
Good evening, Gretchen. So as you can tell behind me, the scene right now is still very active. This whole crash happening a little over 6 hours ago as cleanup is continuing. I'll take a step to the side so you can really see what things look like right now. A few fire trucks still on scene. Firefighters actually just got done finishing spraying water still on the side of the building. We have seen multiple things still smoking from time to time so far this evening. Now, Virginia State Police telling us that they will stay on scene for a few more days as they continue to investigate this deadly helicopter crash. Tonight, crews sifting through the rubble. It is confirmed that one person has died as a result.
Marcus David Peters' sister tells me she believes the Commonwealth's attorney made the wrong decision not to charge the officer who shot and killed her brother. Today, her and other members of the community protested outside the courthouse in response.
This helicopter hovering over the city of Charlottesville and trucks rolling in with heavy loads of barricades, creating a sense of suspense for folks who call this place home.
It's usually bustling and there's happy people and it's just a really positive mood here, and that's just kind of gone. Everybody's kind of looking at people they don't know and wondering what they're all about.
There's a tension building. There's a lot of intrigue, what is going to happen.
1 year ago, protesters and counter-protesters clashed, getting violent during the Unite the Right rally. Police did not approve any protest permits, but they're still preparing for the worst.
700 police officers and 300 National Guard is more scary than the possibility of white supremacists being here, in a way. It really is.
The city wants to keep the peace, even though a level of uncertainty lingers about. A group of activists plan on taking the streets to drive out unwanted activity.
We need to continue to self-educate, share knowledge, and challenge one another. We must continue to eradicate white supremacist violence in all of its forms.
This is a great weekend to pay attention, to learn about many sides and perspectives.
Mike Eugene was on his way home when he saw an 18-wheeler stuck on the train tracks.
I see the guardrail down, the lights flashing, so I know a train's coming.
He couldn't believe what he saw next. A train slams into the truck on the tracks in Chester just before 4:30 Thursday afternoon. Eugene caught this terrifying moment on his dash cam.
Oh, it blew through like a knife through butter.
The people inside of the truck escaped right before the train crashes into the tractor trailer.
They got out of the cab and then boom, the train hit.
And then debris went flying.
It just was so fast and it just exploded.
Just take a look at all this debris that flew right out of the tractor trailer right when the train hit it. You can see that crews are working hard to figure out how they're going to remove half of the truck, and the other half is on the other side of the tracks.
It was faster than a normal freight train goes through. We've had a lot of problems with trains really going slow and taking their time. This guy was moving a little bit.
Eugene is just glad everyone in the truck and train made it out safely.
It just bothers me every time I think about it. I am really shook up.
Sherry Dabney still has thoughts about the moment a bullet hit her in the chest.
All of a sudden, gunshots. Cars.
A neighbor caught these two cars speeding by her home on Melville Street in a drive-by gun battle.
I said, Ronnie, get the babies, Ronnie.
Her first thought was to protect her great-grandchildren who were playing in the yard. As she held the door open, the bullet hit her in the chest.
It split my liver. I do feel like a little funny, with a bullet in me. I feel pain all the way across here. It breaks my heart.
She thanks a higher power for being alive.
I'm here by the grace of God and His mercy.
Police are still looking for the shooters. Instead of being upset at them, she has this to say.
I forgive them because I don't want them to take charge of my power.
Her power of staying positive
I know it's light at the end.
and taking it one day at a time.
I'm gonna be okay.
Look, this place is all open. You just look at this yard, look at that side.
John Awuwachi looks over his backyard in disbelief. A man driving this Honda Accord plowed through his fence after speeding off from Henrico police who tried to stop him for a traffic violation.
It's open, and I don't like it.
Awuwachi says he arrived home to dozens of emergency vehicles without any clue as to what happened. Police say the driver fled from officers on Hungary Road, hitting multiple vehicles and running off the road. 2 passengers in the fleeing car, Deborah Renee Eckert and Rena Chai, died in the crash.
So I told him just not to get in the car.
Renee Chai says his brother and the other passenger who died were best friends. He holds onto the memories his brother left behind.
He was a good guy, always willing to help others. No matter the circumstances, always willing to help.
Police say the driver tried running away after crashing on Hungary Road.
Additional officers responded to the area, set up a perimeter to contain the driver. He was located in the immediate area.
A wild incident leaves families grieving for lost loved ones and residents left picking up the pieces. Right now, you don't know how much it's going to cost?
I don't know how much it's going to cost.
Lines of cars passed through Grange Hall Elementary School at an unusual time.
Pretty crazy.
Chesterfield County Schools kept students in and buses parked as a result of severe weather passing through the area.
They staggered the delay. They said, they were going to let the kids out at 4:15, then 4:30. I think they were kind of following the guidance from the weather.
Kevin Grimsley usually lets his 3rd grader ride the bus home, but today Grimsley found himself joining other parents who anxiously awaited to personally pick up their children.
My main concern was just that he was getting the information that he needed, that he was safe, and that he was not overly scared.
Bus drivers already on roadways were instructed to return back to the schools or found a safe spot to park until the tornado warnings cleared. School leaders allowed buses to leave based on what tier the school was located in. Grimsley appreciates how the school system handled this unimaginable situation.
The school's been very proactive and been very, very good about giving us all of the emails and updates on what we can do and what they're doing, so to kind of alleviate us from as much, fear.
Hey Tim.
God bless you.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
An emotional reunion between 3 strangers who met last Friday at a desperate time.
I get a little teary-eyed when I think about it because I shouldn't be here, but thanks to you I am.
Timothy Seitz says these heroes saved his life. The Henrico man suffered a medical emergency while driving on Forest Avenue. He blacked out, then crashed his Mustang in front of the hospital, where nurses Janet Johnson and Kate Giordano were outside on a break, and a Henrico police officer was passing by.
They were pulling him out of the vehicle. They said he had stopped breathing and they were not getting a pulse and were going to start CPR.
They worked on Seitz until he was breathing and paramedics arrived.
Because they went above and beyond and did things that they didn't have to do, I'm alive today. No other reason.
Seitz spent 4 days in the hospital. Once he was released, he made it his mission to track down the people who helped without hesitation.
We do this every day, but to see the difference that we make to individual people is always rewarding and touches your heart.
I'm glad he's here. I'm glad he's alive. I'm glad everything turned out the way it did.
Blessed, very blessed. They've given me the most incredible gift to be thankful for this year. So I wish them the same sort of happiness that they've given me.